these parts, that DRZ, let's go. Shout out to Link's Garage. But Jake, you've already got axle sliders on your bike. I don't necessarily like how small these bolts are. The other thing I don't like is how small this front axle slider is compared to the one on the back. To me, it doesn't stick out far enough, and I really hate that they don't match. That one's more of a square cut. This one's more of a cone cut, like it's shaped like a bullet. That's just a little weird. I don't like it, and I'm gonna change it. Like we said before, there's the size of the T-Rex Racing bolt. Of course, this tube is fairly thick, but the bolt itself is not very big. And here's the size of the 50 Stunt bolt. And spray it in there like that. Right into my first issue. So whenever I put this adapter in there, see that wiggling? What it's doing is this face isn't hitting the axle tube. It's actually just barely hitting this axle carrier. I don't know if maybe it's an issue with my axle. It slid too far that way. I don't think that's the issue. Maybe it is. I really don't know. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to chuck this up in a drill, and I'm just going to file this surface down ever so slightly. Here is the inside diameter of this carrier. It is 0.978 of an inch. 0.978. And then when we look at this adapter, it is 0.998. A concrete anchor. So use what you got. Oh yeah, gonna fit. Beautiful. No more wiggling. You're gonna put on your peg and the adapter on this one side and slide it through the axle tube. And on the other side, you're gonna have your other adapter and your peg and then your nut. Instead of a washer and a nut, it's a nice little flange nut. So it is supposedly a locking, has these little grooves, flange nut. They'll probably stay in place. I don't know, maybe I should put Loctite on it. And you are gonna need a 9/16 for both sides. And you're gonna torque these to 95 foot-pounds. Don't torque them that tight. Just snug is all they need to be. One more issue I have found is whenever I try to put this puck in this side, the all thread sticks out too far on the one side. And the other side, like we mentioned before, is fixed. So that side's not an issue, but this side it is. Sticks out about 3/16 of an inch, I would say. Now I could cut that stud off. Don't really care to do that. The easy solution is just to drill. Super easy drilling. Set screw. 4mm Allen. Nice and flush. Professional. All right, so here's a look at the 50 Stunt sliders. And here's how much further they stick out than the T-Rex Racing ones. Left side of the bike sticks out a little further than the right side. Let's measure. So this one sticks out to, call it 2 1/4. This one sticks out 2 1/2. So yeah, exactly 1/4 of an inch difference. Is that a big deal? No, not really. But will it bother me? Yes. Moving on to the back. Well, I'm running into the same issue as I did on the front. The left side on the rear, this will not slip into the axle. So we're gonna take some measurements. 0. So we have 0.543, we'll call it. 0.543, and this is 0.572. Do some filing. The die grinder to file to get diameter now is 0.539. 0.539. So you can see that it fits in there the way it should. So we've got our peg, our adapter. We're gonna slide it through. Got our adapter, our peg, and our nut. Okay, so on the left side of the bike, this sticks out 1 5/8 inches. On the right side of the bike, sticks out 2 and call it 3/8, 2 3/8. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Bothers you. You brought it up. They make this so you can get 2 versions. You get a Stubby, which is like 1 inch and they say 1 1/4 inches, I think, on their website. That shows 1 and a little over 3/8. But you can get a 2 1/4 version of it. The 2 1/4 version of this would be closer to matching this side because of the offset with the spacer. So why not include one of each size in the kit so that it sticks out evenly on the back of the bike? Look at the difference. Why? And it seems like they custom make these. So why not make the spacer to where it offsets the left side out as far as the right side? Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Nope. If it bothered you, you could throw some washers behind this and get it a little closer. Okay, I got those tightened down like normal. I'm gonna just go ahead and pre-thread this just to where it started. We're gonna stick our puck in there, the set screw dimple at the bottom. I'm gonna spin that until I feel it line up. It's a lot easier that way. Hand tight that. I'm gonna use my baby wrench tight for the rest of it. Till it's flush, that's in there. Same thing on the other side. Okay, it bothers me. So on the rear, the right side sticks out about a 1/2 inch further than the T-Rex Racing one did. The left side sticks out a little less than the T-Rex, maybe 1/8 of an inch. My thoughts overall is I think they make a nice product. It looks nice. It looks very strong. Nice machine work. However, I don't think those guys are super OCD, the stunt rider crowd. And to them, it doesn't matter if one side sticks out further than the other. The only thing I could think is that maybe this side sticks out just a little bit further for the exhaust. I don't think that's why they did it. I think it's just because the axle nut sticks out on this side and they didn't care to make an adapter to make it match. It may not bother you. It bothers me a little bit. But all in all, nice product from 50 Stunt. All right, I laid the bike on its side. So we're on the right side here. See, we're on the slider. We're on the handlebar. The Full Metal Stunt Works slider. And the 50 Stunt slider. And you can see the exhaust has plenty of room. And here the bike is on its left side. We're actually not even touching that slider by about 1/8 of an inch. We're on the Full Metal Stunt Works deal on the handlebar. And again, we're not even touching there by 1/8 of an inch. Further examination shows we are on the kickstand. We're on the Full Metal Stunt Works deal and the handlebar. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it for this video. Ultimately, I am really happy. I think 50 Stunt makes a nice product. The only issue is the offset, the difference between each side. And if that's something that's going to bother you, that's something to keep in mind. Ultimately, it doesn't matter because functionality-wise, it's still doing the same job. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Thank you for watching. For those of you that care about this stuff, this is the way the 50 Stunt parts come packaged. I think it's really nice because they have everything seam sealed so that nothing can bang into each other. You don't get any kind of scratches that way. They even go so far as to tell you that this is the front and this is the rear. It also includes lots of stickers. You got 2 of each of these, and I believe these are stickers as well. Like always, we save the boring stuff for last. I just wanted you guys to see what you get in the kit when you buy the front and rear sets from 50 Stunt. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the quality. Very impressed with the quality. Just looking at the knurls, you can see that the knurling on all this is very deep, very abrasive, and I really, really like that. That's the way knurling should be, as well as the thread quality. Looking at the threads there, they are cut very, very nicely. And you have this very nice, assume some kind of Delrin puck that is already dimpled to receive the set screw, which I think is a really nice feature. Also the anodizing, I got red. I think they offer red, blue, black, and natural. I'm not sure if there's more that I'm missing there. But anyway, you can get these in basically any color you want, which is a nice feature. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the quality of the, I guess you would call this like the puck to axle adapter or receiver. They are machined very, very nicely. They are made to each bike. So whatever bike that you have, it'll be made to that bike, which I think is a nice touch. The only thing I think would be cool to see on these is if they offered them in an anodized color. I think it would have been really nice to have that anodized black so that when it butts up to the red, it just looks super clean. Other than that, that's nothing really to complain about. It's just a thought for future reference. Also worth mentioning is the rod itself. This is a 3/8 by 24 rod, so it's a fine thread 3/8 rod. And when you compare that to what comes in, for instance, the T-Rex racing kit, this is much, much beefier, which is greatly appreciated, especially on a heavy bike.